One of the most important things you can be prepared to do is to have healthy negotiations when creating your divorce agreement. Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips on how to be prepared to have a healthy divorce agreement negotiation process. They're going to feel challenging, that's true, I want you to know that up front, but stay with me and just imagine the possibilities first and we'll walk through how to do this. First tip is recognize that you will have a natural mindset to believe that your partner is out to hurt you and to get you. It happens to most people going through a divorce, that anything that their partner proposes, they see what the negative is. I've talked about this in an earlier video. Our brains are wired to see the negative. Recognize that your mind is immediately going to go to that place and say, okay, I noticed that, but that doesn't have to be the place from which I negotiate. Second, is recognize that you and your partner by this point in your relationship are probably experts at triggering each other. Your partner knows what buttons to push to get you fired up, and you probably know what buttons to push to get them fired up. And being able to recognize that we trigger each other is an important awareness to help us say, okay, well, I've just been triggered. This is the time for me not to do or say anything. Or I could just trigger them here, but let me not do that because this agreement is business. It's not about our emotions. Third thing is work with your partner to create common goal. You may think I'm crazy here. This is the person you've been battling with for a long time. How will you create a common goal? But hear this. If you and your partner, particularly if you're mediating and even if you're litigating, can stop and have one conversation that says, what do the both of us most care about as a result of this divorce? If we have children, do we want this to be healthy for our children? If we've been part of each other's families, do we want to be able to have continued relationships with each other's family? If we have common friends, do we both want to be able to continue to have friendships? If there's any single thing that the two of you can agree upon, set it as a common goal and something that is going to guide you in your choices about how you negotiate. Next tip, this one's important. Be proactive rather than reactive. One of the things that causes the most problems in divorce negotiations is that one partner is prepared and the other is not, and they come to the table, all these things are put in front of them, and then they're completely reactive. And that's when the battles begin. It's important for both partners to be proactive and be ready. Ways you can be proactive. Name your values. What are the things you most care about, and how do you want to show up? What are the outcomes you're most concerned with? Make a list. And even though the assets and properties seem like all the stuff that's just going to get divided up, it's really not the most important thing in a divorce, but it can feel important at the time. Write down a list of the few things, I would say up to 5, that you most care about having in terms of the things. And then maybe see what else you're prepared to let go of. It's important to know ahead of time what you care about, what you're prepared to let go of. And the very last thing, this one's critical, is you never have to make a decision on the spot. There is always time to think. If you've been triggered, if you're angry, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling threatened, you can stop and think. You do not need to give an answer right away. You do not need to react right away. Take time to stop and think. This is a good time to consult a professional, a coach, somebody you've been working with to help you really assess what's in your best interests. There is always time to think. I hope these tips have really helped you. If you'd like some more support, you can contact me for a free consultation.